Nagaland marks National Sports Day with cash award ceremony for athletes Kohima, August 29, 2025. Nagaland joined the rest of the nation in celebrating National Sports Day with a cash award ceremony for Meritorious Sportspersons, organized by the Department of Youth Resources and Sports at Hall B, Indira Gandhi Stadium, Kohima. The program honored outstanding athletes from the state for their achievements and contributions in the field of sports. Keoshu Yimkhiung, advisor, Youth Resources and Sports, attended as the special guest, while Rupin Sharma, IPS, Director General of Police, Nagaland, graced the occasion as the guest of honor. In their addresses, the dignitaries lauded the dedication and perseverance of sportspersons who continue to bring laurels to the state and inspire the younger generation. The ceremony underscored the government's commitment to nurturing sporting talent and strengthening Nagaland's position in the national sporting arena.
Today, we are all here to celebrate the National Sports Day, which is being celebrated every year in commemoration of the birthday of none other than Major Diane Chan, who was 3 times Olympic medals in the field of hockey. He is an inspiration to the whole nation, not only to athletes, but even to others, and for which we are gathered here today. Before we begin the program, I would like to welcome Sri Kutuzal, Pastor Peniel Christian Revival Church, to invoke God's blessing.
O Heavenly Father, the King of Kings and Lord of Lords, I come before you in humility and ask for your blessings. Thank you for this new day and the gift of life. We invoke your blessings and favor upon our journey. Bless and protect it and support it in various aspects to achieve, and may they continue to inspire others as we support and for challenges, setbacks, or injuries in their sporting journey, pursuing their patience. As we begin this ceremony, I pray for all the program participants. The award distribution be addressed and may they continue to inspire others as we support and for challenges, setbacks, or injuries in their sporting journey, pursuing their patience. As we begin this ceremony, I pray for all the program participants. The award distribution be addressed national anthem for the office.
Of you to this auspicious day, the National Sports Day celebration. As we all know, this day is celebrated annually on 29th August every year to commemorate the birth anniversary of Major Diane Chan, India's greatest sporting legend, also known as the Wizard of Hockey. We also remember our own state Olympians, Dr. Keoshu, and also our photographer on this day. This year, the National Sports Day is planned as a pan-India movement to make India embrace sport by mobilizing people across the country and across age groups to integrate the core values of excellence, friendship, respect, courage, determination, inspiration, and equality in our sports ecosystem. While we commemorate the legendary Diane Chan birth anniversary, I am immensely delighted to acknowledge all the medal winners who are present here today. Thank you, sir, for a warm welcome here extended to each one of us. We have amongst us youth icon in the field of music. And I would like to now request Kumari Bugumeta to come up and tell us with her song. Now we will give time to our guest of honor, Sri Rupin Sharma, to kindly exhort us.
Mr. Keoshu and all, they've been trying to build up infrastructure, but it still takes time. Rome was not built in a day, so here also the same thing. The other issue is partly connected to the law and order situation in the country, in the state. There are other reasons, but partly it is because of that and the small size of the state, small size geographically and the population and the economic activity. Okay, since there is no economic activity in the state because of various reasons, even law and order is one of the issues, but there are other issues also. So what happens is that most of the effort to support the sports has to come from the government. There is hardly any private sponsorship available for sports in Nagaland. Okay. Yes, I know the football league was there, they got decent sponsorship, but every sportsman doesn't get sponsorship. In other states, bigger states, maybe some better sportsmen, if you will call it, there are private companies who will hire them, who will sponsor everything for them individually and also for the sports. If there are any javelin throwers or something, even sportsperson here, you would know that Neeraj Chopra is sponsored by Jindal. Okay, so in Nagaland we don't have that economic muscle in the private sector. Partly because the economic activity is low, partly because Nagaland is isolated, partly is also because of the law and order situation. Because of the law and order situation, people don't want to come and invest. If we don't get investment, we will not get people to donate money for sports and other things. That is why I'm not trying to discourage the children and the sportspersons who are here. I'm not trying to discourage them, but I'm trying to tell you the reality. So your shelf life is about 17, 18 years. What after that? After that, even in the normal course of routine, you will start looking for a job. Our job opportunities are less. Okay, it's only the government. Mr. Anthony mentioned that Nagaland police should look at it. That's why I said that please talk about this, that how we can help sports, what is being done. So, yes, Nagaland police has had a good culture of sports, but again, without the help either from the government or from the private sector, it is unsustainable. We have infrastructure, and for all the sportsmen and the coaches and the sports associations here, you will agree with me that not even on a single occasion, Nagaland police has said no to using its infrastructure for any sports in the state. No, we are always available, even like for the NSF Martyrs Memorial. I was approached that they want our barracks and space for housing and all that. We are fine. So we are willing to give, we are willing to do everything, but we have our own constraints. 2-3 constraints I will mention. One is that Nagaland Police has a sports policy, which is aligned to the national sports policy. The All India Police Sports Control Code is there. We have to align it to that. It is not necessary, but unless we align it, we can't progress at the national stage. So the number of sports and disciplines is limited. For example, a local level, say wrestling competition, if it is not acknowledged at the national level, we may not be able to help people in the state also. The second is, I'm trying to say, but it's from the heart. start, I'm telling you the honest things here. The second thing is, besides infrastructure, we have hardly any budget for sports. Okay, we have hardly any budget for sports. When I joined in Nagaland, we used to have annual sports meet. Now that has become a biannual affair because we don't have money. It was a lot of expenditure. In 2024, when we had the sports meet, Honorable Chief Minister had given 50 lakh rupees. Not for the sports meet, generally for 50 lakh, which actually helped our pockets, which helped us to get back the events. Honestly, I'll tell you how we manage our sports. Every Jawan country, from every Jawan or every employee of Nagaland is to the DGP, everybody contributes 20 rupees per month. Okay, with that money, whatever fund we have, we are able to manage our sports. So there is no institutional support, no private sector support, or no budget actually built in for the sports. Okay, so there are issues. Then the other issue is like the structural issue, which Honorable Chief Minister also raised, that we want Nagaland police to be the flag bearer of sports. Yes, I can, but I cannot do it without support from other departments because my budget is limited. To get exhausted, 20 rupees per person is nothing actually. And from that also we have to contribute something to the volunteer sports control board. Okay. So it just remains about 10-11 rupees at the end of the day. So that's not enough for any sports. So the structural issue is, if I start taking sportsmen, after a period of time, what do I do with them? You know, initially I will take them in the rank of, say, constable or last night or something. Okay. What after that? After 8 years, 10 years, you know, if someone goes and wins a medal at the national level or international level, he will get a promotion. But otherwise, what does he do? After 10 years, how do we utilize his services? So we are thinking about coming up with a policy. In 2023, we got some of our footballers trained as referees, I think, for football. The reason was because if we have our own sports meet, sports club duty meet, we have to hire referees from outside and spend money. Okay, so what the economy is going to if we train our own people, then we don't have to spend money for that. So we have to think about how do we integrate upwards to do this. Unfortunately, yes, our teams are sportsmen, other than sportsmen have done very well, but unfortunately, the performance levels have started coming down because of the age of the old sportsmen. That is the main reason. Okay, I've had discussions with Mr. Rupin also on this. Unfortunately, we've not had recruitment for the past 4-5 years. So if we have not had recruitment, which means the fresh blood of sportsmen into the system is not coming. If the sportsmen are not fresh and new, at a point of time the old ones will retire. And once they retire, they will all fall flat. Okay, so Mr. Anthony did mention that we should take sportsmen. Pardon me for saying this, I have been saying for a long time that we will soon have recruitment in sports. In Nagaland Police, but I will repeat again. Nagaland Police is going to have recruitment soon. Okay? How soon is a government decision? It's not about my decision, but we'll have it soon. For all sportsmen here, for Nagaland Police, and for Nagaland and for the country, we would love to take as many sportsmen as possible, provided you go through the process and you qualify the exams. Okay? I can assure you formally that if there are sportsmen who qualify the rest of the thing, during the interview stage, you will definitely give preference to it. Okay, this is what we can do. You cannot say that we will just pick you up and put you into the system. I cannot say that because then I will be unfair to others. But at the interview stage, then I have to consider else, okay, at that stage whether we should give preference to you, yes, we will definitely give sportsman presence, okay. It is not for you only, it is for me also because I get a fit individual into the system and I don't have to spend too much of energy on it. Tomorrow I can think of integrating these sportsmen not just as coaches or referees, but also for training the next batches of Jawans which enter into the system. Okay, so we have to integrate. That's why it takes time, but I'm willing to. We have Nagaland Police is open to take sportsmen into the system. Since I'm here and the big wigs of the sports departments of Nagaland are here, I was just mentioning this to Mr. Sekhosya when we were entering the hall. If I can make a request, it's not a criticism of anyone, it's just a request. I think we need to work together. We cannot work in isolation. As I mentioned this to Mr. Keoshu about 10 days back when we had met when he visited my office. I said, I don't even have a penny of budget for sports from anywhere. It's my own contributions. It's my own contributions. If the Nagaland government, the Youth Resources and Sports government can help us in some manner, I am willing to discuss a formula where the Youth Resources and Sports department helps us, whatever, like we have football, basketball, volleyball, games like that, and at least in those you can help us. It will, my expenditure which I have in my kitty, and I will be able to spend that on better things. Okay, otherwise it is like police law say police ही कोई police is also a part of the society. If you are going to spend, again I'm not criticizing, I'm just saying the general thing. If you are going to, if the government spends for all sportsmen, then all sportsmen of Nagaland police are also sportsmen. Okay, Mr. Keoshu, last time when we met, he was very generous and he said, I don't think obviously, I mean, like, oh. But this is a systemic thing. This is a systemic thing. It is not just between you and me. It is just probably with all other departments also. So if we can keep getting help, I can assure you that we will keep helping. Even without your help, we will keep helping the sports person. But if we get more help, we are in a better manner systematically to improve sports in Nagaland. If I can give a suggestion, I think you might be doing it already, but if, I think we need to tap into the private sector, into the CSR funding or the advertising funding available in the rest of the country for sports. I can help in connecting to others, to the private sector. If required, I can go myself, I can send my officers. We can go jointly as a team with the Youth Resources and Sports, because unless that happens, it is not a sustainable activity. Let's be honest about it. The government has done enough, government will keep doing enough, but imagine if a Tata or someone opens up a sports coaching institute, some of the sportsmen there will get jobs there. It will help. Then it will help. Government cannot absorb everybody. Okay, that is where the frustration comes in. And I'm saying this from my experience personally, and also over a period of time, because what the stage at which Nagaland is now, the rest of the country has seen the same thing happening 25, 30 years back. We did not have any money, I don't know how many of you are cricket players or cricket enthusiasts, Indian cricket before IPL was, we were almost like out of 9 teams, we were like 8 or 9, 7, 8, 9, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Once IPL came, money came into full money came into cricket, the cricketers are the most sought after sportsmen in the country for anything. They can earn a living. If someone plays, youngsters, you must have heard of this small boy, 14-year-old, some of you are 13, 14-year-olds, Vaibhav Suryavanshi. This 14-year-old kid, he's got what, 2 crore, something, 2 crore or something was his contract limited this year's IPL auctions, he will go to 10, 12 crore rupees. 12 crore, paise ko, pura zindagi lagao isko. Not that he should stop playing, but 12 crore is enough. If he earns, then he will be able to sustain his life without doing anything also. Okay, but money is important. I think performance, projection of that good performance on the national stage or the international stage and getting that money is important. That is where we will be able to sustain this effort in sports. Government, for all the good that governments will be doing, at the stage governments do stagnate. It will not happen because there are so many other things the government has to do. Okay, so I am willing to help in going with any one of you, all of you, whoever wants to come. We should, I think, tap into the private sector. For the sportsmen, for the children, I think you know it as much as I know. Sports do make you a very good person. Okay, sports keep you healthy. Sports also help you to realize what the other person goes through in life, what troubles the other person goes through in life, how much hard work the other person goes through. You realize how much pain. Someone is 2 teams are playing football, one of them falls on the ground, and ordinarily just person feels that okay, he said, although when you have played sports, you realize how painful it is to fall down. How painful is it to have an injury and then overcome that injury? Ordinary man will not realize all this. Sports has its own virtues. It keeps an entire generation and the nation healthy. I don't know how many of you play hockey. Hockey is not a national craze in Nagaland. I used to be a decent hockey player. During my college and during my training also. I think this gentleman, Mr. Johnson, is true legend. When we were kids, maybe some of you were like 14, 15, 16 years old, there were no AstroTurfs. There were no green ground. We used to play on ground which was full of dust and mud and soil. Okay. The favors, the story of this gentleman was that games start for our time. Earlier we used to have kickoff minutes. Okay, then we used to have the sticks clanking with each other. We do these are stories about individuals. People used to say that the moment the ball comes to his hockey stick, only he is seen running in the field, the ball is not even seen. And finally lands up in a goal. You rarely hear of stories like this. That is why he is called a wizard. Our age, we haven't had the pleasure of seeing him, but heard stories of him. And one last memory that I will tell about him, not about him, but a memory nevertheless connected to him. I was traveling from Colombo to Delhi after the conference. This was 2003. And among the cabin crew was a gentleman who was very nice, slightly dark skin. And on his uniform, it was written Ashok Kumar. Do anyone of you remember who is Ashok Kumar? Ashok Kumar is the son of Major Dhyanchand, an Olympian. He was one of those who scored a goal in the World Cup when India won the So, an equally great player. So I have been I never had the privilege of or the pleasure of meeting Mr. Dhyanchand, but I had a small interaction with Mr. Ashok Kumar, and when he said Ashok Kumar, and I said, since when have you been here and how did you get into Air India? He said sports quota, and when he said sports quota, then this is the you know. So it's always a pleasure. It's always it is always good memories which will take you. Again, my congratulations to all the winners. Also, a big thank you to all the support staff, the coaches, the referees, the one who manage these badminton stadium on the halls, because these are not small jobs. We overlook them, but unless we have these facilities, we cannot work. The sports department here and Mr. Keoshu and my friends here, let us jointly try to keep the flag of sports flying and create a better environment for sports and sportspersons in Nagaland. Thank you very much.
To perform better and to be good sportspersons in the days to come. Now we have our special guest, Sri S. Keoshu Yimkhiung, who will be addressing us. I would like to request our noble advisor to come and take the talk.
Happy National Sports Day. Once I thank Almighty God for blessing us with this beautiful day. As we gather here, I bring greetings on behalf of the government and my department on what is a very important and significant occasion, not just for sports persons, but for all the citizens of the country. I take this opportunity to congratulate all the meritorious sports persons present here for your achievement and for setting an exemplary model for our upcoming young generation in the field of sports. As we all know, this special day is celebrated all the meritorious sports persons. The nation to honor our sporting icons and commemoration of Major Dhyanchand, the legendary hockey wizard, known for his exceptional skill and unwavering dedication to sports. His extraordinary contribution brought glory to our nation with 3 consecutive Olympic gold medals. His life stands as a testament to excellence, discipline, teamwork, values that continues to inspire generations of athletes across India. On this occasion, I take this privilege to reaffirm that the state government, under the visionary leadership of our Honorable Chief Minister, Dr. Rupin, is committed and dedicated to strengthening the ecosystem for sports enthusiasts and budding athletes across Nagaland. We strongly believe that Nagaland is a land blessed with young talents and boundless energy. Across all 17 districts, the government has taken concrete steps to develop and upgrade sports infrastructure. Today, most districts have been equipped with modern multi-purpose stadiums, futsal courts, etc. And for these districts, where these facilities are due to come up, projects are already in the pipeline. This is a clear reflection of the government's resolved to provide equal opportunities to every young sports enthusiast in the state, irrespective of geography. The government of the day is fully committed to improving and enhancing sports infrastructure and providing platform for every young sport person to grow and excel. My dear beloved sports enthusiasts, sabi amakan sports person kanto alsi wadan di nakilimo aro kita kusi wadan di kilimo itu wadan di amakan abad young age time itu le ki bare abad lagan talent olok tu kilimo bare ase boleh ki professional kurbo na bare our national international di medal animal na bare abad lagan talent abad paglar recognize niya na dedicatedly tadi fokus dito खुशी बातें चिलीमो आलसीदारी ना चिलीमो इनका वेले में इनका अब स्टेट लगाना तमोर आदि हो गए अमाkan nakapan naka actually we had a potential in board nature amakan lupati sports talent ase nakapan lupati mostly female candidate in every field here in Nagaland, bagi bacakan isi aja jaya. Recently concluded sepak takraw World Cup Championship held in Bihar. Iti ata naka athletics, naka sports talent kan India represent na national international level di Chile. Girls in kita sepak takraw di Pasite. Itu bi silver level, silver medal national. India government berbi, atau Ministry of Youth Affairs berbi. Cuman khusus bahasa state ke, amakan India lakan tampil kena representation World Cup sepak takraw. Atau itu bi medal national. Itu karena dia tu सब लगातार थी वाला गले बाकी बोता लगा डिफरेंशिएट किसी तरह से हमारा नगा सोसाइटी वाले भी dia tu नहीं और हम साल बास तो साल बाद itu बाकी kan ni dominant regional सब दिन hit regional itu boleh lगा दाई dia aja ile important nature berapa Maki bacakan lokoti, sincerity ase, dedication ase, honesty ase, itu abakan modal laga, kunci itu, combination laga, spirit, abakan balik ase, abakan hit ase ini laga, society, culture program, modal lo kerja abakan, modal bacakan lokoti, asti determination itu hari ase. Itu berapa bagi bacakan Nagaland baca boleh apa dengan mutakan dan saya even not in sports boleh be education boleh be aja jaya jadi and it is a known fact that the true sportsmanship requires years of rigorous training. We all know that it is not easy to receive the medal. And we have the dedication and resilience. It is our responsibility to recognize and acknowledge these efforts and sacrifices. Today, as part of National Sports Day, the government is proud to present cash awards to athletes who have represented our state and at various levels and various sporting disciplines. I would like to emphasize that this recognition is not merely financial, but it is a message to every young sportspersons in Nagaland. Your efforts matter, your dreams are valued, and your achievements will be celebrated by all. Your journey motivates countless others to believe in themselves and to work harder towards success. Taking this opportunity and the presence of our honored guest, the DGP of Nagaland, I humbly suggest the police department to consider providing job opportunities to our young promising athletes to serve in the state force. The government is in the process of crafting a new sports policy guided by the National Sports Policy Khelo Bharat Niti 2025, which reflects athletes' interests, community aspirations, and our nation's visions of Viksit Bharat 2047. Therefore, let us work together to make Nagaland a true center of sporting excellence and a shining example for the rest of the country. Today, I proudly announce that Nagaland will never be left behind, especially in the field of sports, because the state government is fully committed to providing world-class sports infrastructure and opportunities in every district. With these few words, I thank one and all for your cooperation. Thank you and Jai Hind.
The awards were for 2024-25, and we have seen that over the years, particularly over the last 3 years, after our advisor took over as advisor for youth resources and sports, the cash award to athletes is only increasing, it is not decreasing. And I think that is a sign which points towards the efforts of the people in sports and also the efforts of the government under the dynamic leadership of our Honorable Chief Minister Dr. The efforts that the department and the government has been putting, I think it is paying off, and the efforts and the cooperation that the state sports associations of various disciplines and the Nagaland Olympic Association has been it's paying off, and we hope to see much more awards in the days to come. In the last maybe past 10 years, there has hardly been any increase. At times, the budget that we were given was, we could not even spend half of it to give away awards. But today, the budget that we are given is just enough for 50% of the awards that we are giving. And the government is so gracious to continuously giving additional funds for particularly cash awards. We are so happy that our athletes are achieving so much in the regional, national, as well as international field. We have now international medalists in many of the sports disciplines, and we hope to see more in the days to come with the efforts that the government is putting in. Now, I would like to request for a vote of thanks Sri Michael Ludolia, National Director, Youth Resources and Sports. Thereafter, the vote of thanks, we shall all stand for the national anthem. Then there will be a photography station. Since we have many awardees, we will have a photography session with the gold medals, with the silver medalists, with the bronze medalists, and also separately with the inter-school athletic meet, which we had conducted to commemorate the national sports.
And everyone present here today, I give all glory and honor to Almighty God for this privilege to have the National Sports Day come award in honor of awardee of Meritorious Sportsperson in the state. I take this opportunity to pronounce the vote of thanks. First of all, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to our special guest, Sri Keoshu Yimkhiung, Honorable Advisor, Youth Resources Board, Governor of Nagaland, for his presence and the words of encouragement. Thank you, sir, for sparing your valuable time. My thanks also goes to guest of honor, Sri Rupin Sharma, IPS, Director General of Police Nagaland, for sparing his valuable time in spite of his heavy engagement. Thank you, sir, once again. I also thank Sri Anthony Muli, Commission Secretary, Department of Youth and Sports, Governor of Nagaland, for his welcome address. Servant of God, Viko Dozao, Pastor, Panel Church Revival, for invoking God's blessing. Miss Bubu Mehta, for her wonderful performance in song.
Posing the vote of thanks. Well, I was earlier supposed to say that the government of Nagaland, in its strive to ensure that our state does not fall behind, particularly in emerging sports. We have taken a keen interest in esports too, and we have been organizing the Hornbill esports series. This year too, it will be organized in association with the Esports Association of Nagaland. They are also present here. And in this regard, we would also like to congratulate the boy who won the first ever gold medal in esports tournament at the national level in a color India given. We are so happy for your achievement. We hope to see more such achievements in the days to come. Thank you so much. Now, shall we all rise up for the national anthem? Okay, 1, 2, smile. Say cheese. Okay, thank you. 1, 2, go.
Next, all the winners of school athletics meet, please come forward.
Half-ben. Close for me. Side wala side. Jeez.
So that you can do the necessary